Good morning again, or afternoon, or evening. But here we are again. And I was just flipping through the cards. So over the weekend, I had done a video on the truth in the tarot. Essentially, how the Hierophant or the Pope sees truth compared to the way the Hermit sees truth. So I was thinking a lot about how we always talk about the Fool's journey, and I always talk about what the Fool sees. And as I was sitting here flipping through the cards, it's one of those things where I guess it's like a mind expanding thing. Just thinking about how every day it's not like one journey that we go through the tarot. That we're always looking at new paths. Every day we're taking new paths. And every time we do, we're going through essentially the same path that's the tarot. The first 5, we're gathering up our tools and getting advice from parental type figures, and then we move on to more societal views about whatever it is we're about to do, and then we seek the higher knowledge as we go forward. Do we keep doing what we're doing with just today, or do we get in our own way by the time we get to card 15, and we get to 18, which is a moon, and are there fears that are stopping us? And then finally, do we get a small victory by the end of the day where we reach the world? And it just reminded me that life is not just a straight line. It's a tree. And that we have 100,000 different little branches going out as we try and buy a house or rent a house or buy a car, or we're trying to have a family, we're trying to do this, we're trying to do that. Each one of those is its own little separate branch, and each one of those is its own little path through the tarot. So I guess reading tarot in the morning or daily is about glimpsing into those branches and seeing what we might want to examine with our daily inventory as we go through and examine our life through the cards, which is meditation. Just where are we checking in? Doesn't have to be that deep or anything like that. But here's that breath. There's the relaxing of the shoulders. And life is full of choices where we don't know the consequences. This morning I was actually going back and forth on which deck to use, because that simple choice. One deck's going to have one message and another deck's going to have the other message. So that small choice right there is going to affect me for the rest of the day. So it's all the small things that we do that add up to something big. Which is why when somebody once told me, if you're not sure what to do, just do the next right thing, that always stuck with me. So, where are we today? So I am going to make my 3 stacks. Each one of these a different thread going out to the universe. Each one's a different branch. But each one of these different threads is a conversation. It's a different idea, a different thought. And if you believe in the multiverse, we have 3 different paths. And each one of these paths will lead us to a different location. So this morning, since we're being so deep, I'm going to take the bottom stack and see what's underneath it all. And I'm going to do my 3 in 1. So what do we have for today? Oh, So it's a Monday, and so when we get the King of Wands, the Roi de Bâton, with the King of Wands, we're looking at taking charge, but with the wands, it's about the fire and the energy. So it's an auspicious, it's a good way to start our day. He's looking to the future. And so the court cards, as I always say, can be us, it can be somebody else, it could be part of the situation. And they are gender neutral. So it's just the energy that they give off. So this is just a bright, positive morning. This is a fiery morning here, about being aware and taking charge. But, okay, now we have the Five of Swords. So fives are challenges. When we have four swords, we have this stability. We finally have this mental stability, because swords are mental, swords are thoughts. But then something comes along and disrupts it. So the King of Wands is looking at this. He's aware of something coming up, some type of a mental challenge. And then we have the World. So it's one of those things where if we can just get through this mental challenge, whether it is anxiety, stress, other people throwing in their thoughts and ideas. But this king is staring so positively ahead. And it's with the wands that he's doing this, which is creativity, which is fire, which is energy. Which means looking at those stressors that are going to come up for the day and just believing with the soul of the king that no matter what, that fifth sword is not going to knock us off our pedestal. And then for the advice card, we have 13. We have the Death card, which is about transition, which is about moving forward. It means about being willing to let one thing go so another thing can grow. Something has to die before we can move on. So as we're looking at this, it's that mental challenge of learning something new, of doing something different, of handling that anxiety that piles on. Every day we have transitions we have to go through. Every day we have to either accept it and move forward, or some of those days we just say, you know what? I don't have the spoons. This is the I don't have the spoons card. So for today, it's about the transition. It's about moving past that Five of Swords. Sometimes that Five of Swords can be a crush to our ego. Sometimes that Five of Swords could be our egos just going wild because we have the stability, and then in comes this thought. Regardless of anything, it's about that mental load that we put on ourselves. And what do we need to do to move past it? So if this is another person, if this king here is another person, this could be somebody that can help carry us because they have the fire and energy. If this king is us, then it's that mind over matter card. If you don't mind, then it don't matter. That's tough sounding. I heard that in basic training and I will never forget it. They said, It's mind over matter. If you don't mind, then it don't matter. Ugh, hated that. But that's one of those things where ultimately we have the world, le monde. We have the world at our fingertips. It's not easy to get there. It's just like the fool's journey I had talked about. But with the 13th card, it's about acceptance. One door doesn't close without another opening. All that other wonderful stuff we hear over and over. It's like till we're sick and we're sick and tired of it. But we have to absorb it and just accept it for some of the truth that it is. So for today, instead of focusing on the anxiety and the stress that goes with what we're trying to accomplish, focus on the end result. What's it going to take to get through whatever the 13th card has for us, whatever this challenge is? There's a goal at the end. So imagine what that goal is. And this is where people talk about manifesting. Manifest the world. What is that end goal? You know, life is full of challenges. It's just the last one we don't survive. So this is just a challenge we have to go through. But there's going to be something positive at the end. You know, acknowledging pain takes away a lot of its power. Acknowledging difficulties, mental, that load that we take, just by acknowledging it sometimes takes away a little bit of its power. But this is a focus on the end results. And so with that is a Monday, and I hope everybody here has a great rest of their day or evening. And I'm going to be back again tomorrow. And once again, I do appreciate the comments. I do appreciate knowing that people are getting something out of this. And I'm almost at 500 subscribers. So if you know anybody who might benefit or might enjoy this, you know, if you could just have them click that little button there. So I'm like only a few people away from 500 subscribers. So that's kind of fun. So with that, thanks again. Take care, and I will be back tomorrow.